Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Feño from the Fight Side. This is the Early Prelims podcast, and I'm here to talk about UFC 313. Oh, I have the wrong image there, but yeah, we'll be recapping 313. We'll be talking about some fight announcements, and we'll be talking about the next event that is not very good. Why don't we talk about UFC 313 first, right? So we have Alex Poatan Pereira defending his title against Magomed Ankalaev. So we have a new champion, Magomed Ankalaev. It was a close fight. The most surprising thing probably about this was that Ankalaev tried to push for takedowns in a few spots here in the fight, and Alex Pereira's defense surprisingly held up. But Ankalaev was able to win the most decisive rounds with his striking. Earlier on the week, I had a video about how to beat Alex Pereira. I mean, that was on Saturday before the fights, where I outlined some of the strategies that you could use against Alex Pereira, especially, and we saw a little bit of that from Ankalaev, especially him using looping shots from the left side. That is like the biggest weaknesses from the striking of Alex Pereira, because his side relies a lot on using the shoulder roll to the shoulder roll from this side to defend the right hands, and then he stretches out the hands to parry and catch strikes, and that leaves him like super vulnerable to left side attacks, especially after the shoulder roll, because this side is like completely exposed. And we saw a little bit of that. If you want to know more about it, I made a video about how Magomed Ankalaev beat Alex Pereira, and I contrast some of the tactics that I outlined against what actually worked for Ankalaev. Links in the description for that. So if you want to know more about the main event, I have produced a little bit of content about it. Our co-main event saw the rematch between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. Another cool fight between these two. Fiziev took this on very short notice, I think like 10 days. And he ended up gassing again during the third round. And again, I think you can give the fight to Fiziev. I personally scored this 1-3 to Fiziev. Gaethje obviously had the rally at the end of round 3, but was that quite enough to make up for the early part of round 3? I'm not sure, and that was like kind of the same that happened. I mean, not really, because Fiziev clearly lost clearly lost the third round on their first fight, but he had a very good beginning too. Biggest moment of the fight came on the second round with Justin Gaethje landing a huge uppercut off a collar tie. I just posted a clip earlier, like on Monday, I think, of Gaethje nailing Fiziev with an uppercut from collar ties from their first fight. But yeah, I mean, it was a cool fight. Fiziev tried to fight like a slower pace, tried to find his spots, but I don't know, man. I feel like it was clear that Gaethje was the guy with the full camp. And props to Gaethje, because he was preparing for a very different opponent in Dan Hooker. But obviously he had the advantage of having previously fought Fiziev, so he knew the adjustments that had to be made. One surprising thing about this was that Gaethje did not jab a lot during this fight, and his best moments came on that third round of their first fight of his jab. And it is what it is. Now there are rumors about Fiziev moving down to 145. If he can make that effectively and the cardio can hold up, I'm all for it. And for Gaethje, what's next? Gaethje is asking for a title shot. I don't think that should be. If you guys are interested in what I would do matchmaking wise, I also had a video in this channel for you, the guys that are watching on YouTube, about fights to make. So I play matchmaker for all the fighters involved in this card, so go check that out if you are interested in that. Ignacio Bahamondes fought Jalen Turner. They were still figuring out stuff on the feet. Bahamondes tried to go for a takedown, got easily stopped. Turner ended on top position, and Turner got caught on a triangle choke. So it was bad, man. It was bad. He turned into it when he was pretty much out of it, and And Turner, after this fight, decided to retire. It seems like his head is not in the game anymore, and you can tell, man. He has never been the same since that like knockdown on Renato Moicano, which sucks, man, because I think Jalen Turner is a very exciting fighter. Good for my countryman Ignacio Bahamondes, man. On the top 15 right now. Big things ahead for the Chilean here. Amanda Lemos fought Yasmin Lucindo, and she defended her spot at the top of the division. Just too physical for a fighter in Lucindo that is usually like the stronger, more powerful girl inside the cage, but Amanda Lemos is a monster of an athlete. She was able to get takedowns inside the clinch and get top position in a fight that was not very exciting, to be honest, but good for Lemos. Lucindo back to the drawing board. Mauricio Hufi fought King Green and had like the highlight of the night with a wheel kick, which got like Green in the top of the head. Vicious knockout. Hufi is so big, so fast for the division. He's a scary guy. I say give him a chance to enter the top 15 like right away. He comes with so much momentum. He's clearly like star in the making. Is he like elite? I don't think so yet, but like you might as well try to put it against like names from now on. The featured fight of the prelims was Joshua Ban. He fought Ray Suruya, and Ban, tremendous defensive wrestler he showed up to be in this fight. Like great use of the whizzer, angling the hips. I talked about this on a thread on Twitter. And yeah, just a fantastic. Suruya had his moments, especially one particular thing that was like very very curious was that he tried a backstep single leg entry when you go with your leg across to get like a single leg from behind. You can see the clip on Twitter about that. And when Joshua Van tried to go behind from that position, he arm spinned it to get top position. That was a very good takedown. But after that, Joshua Van was like super quick to get double underhooks, use butterfly hooks, force the dogfight position, and get to the feet. So very impressive performance for Joshua Van. Joshua Van, another fighter that just needs that opportunity to get into the top 15. Just one of the best prospects in the sport. And Suruya did not look bad, to be honest. Like, I mean, the striking is very rough yet, but you can tell, like, not a lot of guys can defend this level of wrestling, man. Bruno Ferreira caught Arman Petrosian in an armbar in transition. Man, Petrosian just, like, doesn't know what are his winning conditions, man. At the end of the first round, Petrosian got a point taken for two low blows. The first one was not very bad. The second one had good impact. So I guess Mark Smith was in the right to take the point away. Petrosian put the foot on the gas. He started pressuring Ferreira at the end of the first round, and he was looking great. He was beating his ass. But then he went back to just like hanging out at range on that second round, and that gave Ferreira the ability to start like finding big punches and looking for takedowns. And it was during the takedown that he fought the armbar, so good for Bruno Ferreira, man. And Petrosian, man. Petrosian I feel like he's very solid, but he has two big problems. He lacks like a second gear, and also he doesn't like push his advantages too well, man. Carlos Leal just brutalized Alex Morono with body shots, with knees inside the clinch, with elbows up top. He looked great. Left hooks to the body, nasty left hooks to the body. Body jabs. Carlos Leal looked pretty good here, but it was a very flattering matchup, I would say. But yeah, I mean, he looked good. Alex Morono, man, he's starting to look a bit old, and he's having trouble with these like very physical fighters, and the fact that he has like janky mechanics, some like sketchy mechanics here and there are not helping him now that he's a bit older, a bit slower, and a bit less durable, man. Myron Santos had a pretty good fight against Francis Marshall. Francis Marshall with a big knockdown on the first round, but Myron Santos kind of rallied with leg kicks and control of the distance on round 2 and 3. That this was a split decision. And the opener saw O.C. Diaz against Jordan Santos, which was like a banger of a low-level middleweight fight, man, with both guys like trying to establish the 1-2 and then trying to find answers. On top of that, O.C. Diaz hurt Santos pretty bad. on that third round with knees to the body. But then Santos tried to rally very hard, very durable guy. So let's check on my predictions real quick. So Magomed Ankalaev against Pereira, I predicted Ankalaev by decision. I was correct. I expected Ankalaev to have a lot more success with the takedowns, but he did use the threat of the takedown to his advantage. So that was interesting. I was not completely right about my prediction there, even though I had the right pick. Justin Gaethje versus Fiziev, I went with Fiziev, and I said that that was like I was. I'm coping here, but I said that what I did was not the right choice. I just had a feeling, and I should have trusted the analysis because I felt like Justin Gaethje had the easier adjustments to make to win this fight, and that was the case. Bahamondes versus Turner, I picked Turner. I felt like Bahamondes was not the kind of guy to beat Turner in this late run, and we had the weird like submission end to this, especially because it was like Bahamondes from his back. It is whatever. I just wish we could see more of the striking between these two because it looked like a very exciting matchup. Amanda Lemos versus Lucindo. I picked Lemos by decision. I was right. I was not counting on Lemos to get like top position so heavily in this fight, but maybe I could have seen. I have highlighted the clinch takedowns from Lemos in the past, but I did say that Lucindo was going to struggle with the speed and physicality of Lemos, just like Marina Rodriguez did in her fight. Mauricio Hufi versus King Green. I predicted a Hufi first round knockout, and I was like right with that. Joshua Ban versus Rey Suruya. I predicted Joshua to win a late stoppage, I think, but this was a win by Ban by decision, and I was right that Ban was able to defend the takedowns. And he was going to be helped not only by his defensive wrestling, but also by his anti-wrestling tactics. And that was pretty much what we saw. Bruno Ferreira versus Petrosyan. I picked Petrosyan by decision. I was wrong about that. That one was maybe like... I mean, I don't think it was like... my process was wrong there. But I was just bad about it. It's just that Ferreira is just a guy that pushes for his advantages and Petrosyan doesn't, so maybe I should have seen this one coming. Leal versus Morono, I predicted a knockout in the second round for Leal. It ended up being on the first. He had an even easier time than I thought against Morono. Marlon Santos versus Marshall, I predicted a Santos decision. I was correct. I did say that Marshall was dangerous on the feet, and I highlighted how he usually hurts people, especially in the first round. And Ozzy Diaz versus Jordan Santos. I also picked Diaz to win a decision here. I thought he was going to take more on the pressure role here. He ended up having like the bigger strikes, having more effect on Santos, and then taking over with the body work. I thought Santos would be more content to moving backwards in this fight. It was not the case. Santos was trying to pressure more often, but at the end of the day, I was still right. And this was like an underdog pick that I was very happy about, to be honest. Okay, moving on. If you want to know how I would match these fighters from here on, there's the video with fights to make, link in the description. And remember to check out the How to Beat Alex Pereira video, and also the How Ankalaev Beat Pereira video. Those are on the Fenio TFS channel on YouTube. Let's get into some fight announcements. Modestas Bukauskas is going to fight Ion Cutelaba. Both guys fought on the same event like 2 weeks ago. And yeah, solid fight for light heavyweight. It's just more of a meme fight, to be honest. I'm expecting... I would guess that Bukauskas wins here, but you never know, man. Cutelaba is a monster. Bukauskas is kind of shaky, but I would say that Bukauskas should win here. Randy Brown is fighting Nicholas Dalby. Pretty cool fight, especially because Randy Brown's coming off a win against Zaleski dos Santos, which plays a very similar role in the division to Nicholas Dalby. But it's an interesting bout, that one. What else we have? Raul Rosas Jr. is fighting Vince Vendetta Morales. Kind of have a bad feeling about this one. Not that Raul Rosas is going to wash Morales, because Morales is a very solid grappler, but I feel like Rosas is going to be too physical, too good of a wrestler. And But Morales could like maybe win the third round. But it sucks because like Morales is cool, and if he loses this one, he's going to get caught for the UFC for the second time, and that's probably it for him in the UFC. So that kind of sucks, right? Montel Jackson is fighting uh, Daniel Marcos. I forgot his name for a moment there. Banger of a fight, man. Marcos still undefeated. Not only in the UFC, but career wise. But Montel Jackson is a scary dude at 135 and one of the most underrated guys in the division, I feel. What else we have? Spivak is fighting Shamil Gassiev in a heavyweight bout between like well-rounded guys that are mostly wrestlers. But I guess Gassiev is taking more of the role of a boxer now in the UFC. So it will be interesting to see um, if the polar bear is able to take him down here, or how the striking looks, because like polar bear is not a bad striker. He has a solid jab. He's kind of janky, but he has entries to the clinch. He has really good, very good takedowns from the clinch, and that could be interesting against a wrestler like Gassiev here. Gassiev a lot bigger though. Marlon Chito Vera is fighting Mario Bautista in a fight between the sons of Jose Aldo. I was joking about this one because it's like Aldo had to lay me out against Chito to win, because like Aldo had a fantastic first round against Chito. Then Chito, like midway second round, he started tagging Aldo. Aldo started to get tired, and Aldo like just got a takedown and like just converted into a backpack for the whole third round to win that fight. And Bautista, we know how that fight went. Bautista just pushed against the fence for the whole third round. Didn't really win, but got the decision. So, not a secret that I'm rooting hard for Chito here. What else we have? Bryce Mitchell and Jan Silva are fighting. And they had a crazy, like, crazy press conference for this pay-per-view. And Jan Silva, man, a character. And no one likes Bryce Mitchell now that he was like pro Hitler. Like, hey man, that's a very low bar, but the MMA fans had to set the bar. Like, liking Hitler is not cool, man. We might be, MMA fans said, we might be misogynistic, racist, basically Nazis, but we actually trace the line at actually being a Nazi. So yeah, the crowd is going to go crazy for Jan Silva here. Jamal Hill is fighting Khalil Roundtree in a fight between the sons of a former champion, now Alex Pereira. Pretty cool fight, especially because this is Southpaw versus Southpaw. And I feel like a lot of people think that Roundtree is going to run away with this one. And like, Roundtree hits super hard, he can always win. But I think some of you might be surprised that Hill is not a bad fighter, man. What else we have? Gerald Meerschaert is fighting Brad Tavares in a veteran on veteran action. Cool fight. Kind of a rough matchup for Meerschaert, I guess, just because like Tavares still has takedown defense, but like Meerschaert might be like slower and like more janky. But I feel like he's the more thoughtful and dangerous striker of the two, to be quite honest. Daniel Hoover is fighting Austin Howard. Cool fight. Kind of rough matchmaking for Howard. But Hoover is cool, man. And Hoover is going to give him a fight. He's very tough. He's durable. He has cardio. So I feel like Hoover has like all the dynamic advantages. And Hoover is a dog. We saw that against Ribovics, but it's still a very decent fight. What else we have? My boy C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez, is fighting Melquisa Del Costa. Very interesting fight because Melky is like big, a southpaw kicker. He can be active, and he has like a lot of submissions. But I feel like if they grapple, like unless he like can catch like a C-Rod and a guillotine like he did on his last fight, I feel like this is C-Rod's fight to lose. He should win this one. Jose Aldo is fighting Ayman Sahabi for whatever reason. Like, what a waste of a fight for Jose Aldo. And Sahabi, like, he has been doing the work. Maybe he deserves this, and he might be able to win this. But I really hope Jose Aldo just beat his ass, man. And Jessica Andrade is fighting Jasmine Jasudavicius. I feel like kind of rough matchmaking for Jessica. Jasudavicius is big, very good cardio, and a grappler. And I feel like Jessica, if she can, she should stay at 115 at this stage of her career. Like these like big grapplers with a gas tank are like getting like more and more rough, especially because Jasudavicius is durable too. Like obviously Andrade can hit you and can put you out, but if she doesn't put Jasmine early out, I think it's very probable to get ugly for Jessica, man. The Iron Turtle, Young Young Park, is fighting Ismail Naurdiev. A cool fight. I like both guys, so I wish they didn't match them together, but should be a solid test for Naurdiev if he wants to make stuff happen in this division now. Because the Iron Turtle is not going to give you a free win, man. What else we have? Mohamed Usman is fighting Hamdi Abdel Wahab. It's just like a mirror match of like chunky guys that hit hard and had some like wrestling. And it's funny to say that Hamdi has some wrestling because he's like a decorated wrestler, but that's kind of how he plays out in MMA, right? What else we have? Kutateladze is fighting Kawe. What Kawe is this? This is Kawe Fernandez. I mean, what Fernandez is this one? Is Kawe Fernandez. Excuse me. Cool fight because both guys are kickers. Kawe may be the more dangerous guy at this stage, but Kutateladze is like so crafty, so good at so many faces. And I don't think that Kawe Fernandez has like the depth to like drag him into a war and make him ugly enough for Kutateladze, but he could land a huge kick and hurt him for sure. Before moving on to the next event, remember that we have merch. Remember the body punching crew. If you want to be like Joshua Ban, just get this cool design. We have it in t-shirts, in crew necks, hoodies, mugs, stickers. So go get your body punching crew design. The Dutch combo design is straight right, body left hook, outside leg kick. I feel like this one is very cool. These user leg jet kicks, the pixel art inspired design with a Nak Muay in the style of a Nintendo game. Go get that one. And also for all the nerds in MMA Twitter, we have the pivots don't work in MMA. Remember to buy your merch. Links in the description. Thank you so much. And now let's move to the event of this weekend. We have an awful, disgusting rematch between Marvin Vettori and Roman Dolidze. Who asked for this? I think nobody. These guys fought like not long ago. If I had to guess, like 6 months ago. Man, how long ago was this? I mean, Roman Dolidze. Okay, I'm completely wrong. This was like 2 years ago. Exactly like 2 years ago. This fight fucking sucked, dude. it was so bad. It was awful. The same exchange like over and over again, and Vettori winning via just being a better striker, but not by much. It was a terrible fight, man. And now we have to watch 5 rounds of it. Hopefully, you guys came with some tactics to deal with the other one this time around. I'm not sure if the first one was like a short notice thing. They used to be training partners. I don't know what the training situations were because I thought both were at Extreme Couture right now. Maybe not, but yeah, that's the main event. Co-main event is a lot better. Is Eliseo Zaleski dos Santos versus Shidi and Yokuani. Zaleski is not super comfortable fighting like super long guys as we saw against Randy Brown. But he's a very solid grappler, and Njokuani is not as good of a grappler as Randy Brown, right? So maybe Zaleski is going to try to seal the deal with a rear naked choke here. But Njokuani is very dangerous in the clinch, and he's a clean striker at range. This should be a cool fight. We have a fight between Alexander Hernandez and Kurt Holova. This one should be a banger, actually. Hernandez obviously a lot more dynamic than Holova, But Holobo is like a more accurate puncher, more dangerous if they get into the pocket. He goes to the body. Hernandez has faded a few times in the past. And Holobo like beat the ass of Austin Hoover, while Alexander Hernandez had like a super close fight there. So Holobo, if he's the underdog here, he might be live here. We have a bantamweight fight between huge bantamweights between Damon Blackshear and Cody Gibson. I'm rooting hard for my guy Cody Gibson here. I like his style a lot. He has been wrestling a lot, so maybe Damon Blackshear, he always gets fighters into like weird scrambles, and he's like very solid as a grappler. On the feet, he's like very annoying too, even though he's kind of Yankee. Cody Gibson, a solid boxer on the feet, but he has some lapses in the defense. It should be a very good fight, to be honest. I've never been a huge fan of the style of Damon Blackshear, but I cannot deny that he's a lot of the times in exciting fights, even though they sometimes like get ugly inside the clinch or in the ground. We have a fight between Diyar Nurgoshai, making his UFC debut, I guess. This guy is from Kazakhstan. We've seen we having quite a few Kazakh fighters now in the UFC. Yeah, he's coming from Contender Series, and he's fighting Bredson Hivero, who is also come from. Does Bredson come from Contender Series? Yeah, he does. It's whatever, man. It's 205. I'm a lot more excited about Kevin Vallejos, the Argentinian boxer who had his first try in the Contender Series and had the bad luck to draw John Silva. But last year he came back with a phenomenal performance. I made a Twitter thread about it back then, and I'm going to transform that into a YouTube video. So look forward to that one. I'll put the links when that's available. And he's fighting Sun Woo Choi, who is like not a super good boxer, but he has a huge left hook, and he has been turning into a better grappler as of late. So he's huge for the division too. So and Vallejos not that big, so very good test for the debutant Vallejos here. Waldo Cortez Acosta is welcoming Ryan Spann to the heavyweight division. We'll see how Spann, if Spann has like a better chin at heavyweight, he might do something because he's so athletic and he's not going to lack size. That dude is huge. But if I had to predict this, I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to jab him and taunt him a lot, and we all will be hating Waldo Cortez Acosta during the fight. Su Young Yu is fighting A.G. Cunningham. This is a bantamweight fight. And a bantamweight fight we have also Josias Musasa against Carlos Vera. Carlos Vera, who fought Rinja Nakamura in his last fight, got injured very early. I tried to play like a leg lock game. We have a 115 fight between Sam Hughes and Stephanie Luciano. And we have a kind of a hidden gem here. Andre Lima Mascoche is fighting Daniel Bares from Spain. Now this one should be a banger, man. Bares had a cool fight against Altamirano, which I thought he clearly lost, but he got the win. And Lima has been like solid but low output in the UFC so far. Next one is a banger, and I'm not going to take criticism against this matchmaking because Josiane Nunez is fighting Priscila Cachoeira, and this is going to be stupid and it's going to rule. And the opener is Junaisi Duben versus Carly Judice. Duben got a big knockout on Contender Series, and Judice is like a solid striker. And that's the card, man. Not very good, man. What do I like from this card? Zaleski versus Njokuani is solid. Hernandez versus Holobog is solid too. Blackshear versus Gibson is good matchmaking. Vallejos versus Sun Woo Choi is good. And Andre Lima versus Daniel Bares. And also Josiane Nunez versus Priscila Cachoeira. Those are the ones that I like. And yeah, as always, I'll be doing Fight Companion during Saturday, so it's easier to watch these like bad fights or whatever. And that's the podcast, guys. Thank you guys for joining. Remember that if you want to support me, you can head over to Patreon. You get access to a lot of exclusive content, including the video how Ankalaev beat Alex Pereira, the premium version with full clips. That's only on Patreon. Obviously, I cannot put the clips on YouTube. I'm going to get called for copyright, even though it's obviously fair use. But yeah, you know how it is. So if you want to see the actual video, head over to Patreon. If not, links for the YouTube videos will be on the description. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to this episode, and I catch you on Saturday during the fight companion. Bye.